Okay, we have finished step 2, completed inputting the loan information. Now it's time for step 3. From here on out, it's pretty much the software doing the rest of the work. So we just click on step 3 here. And it just reminder notice alert indicating that just please make sure that all of the necessary inputs have been input and that there's nothing missing, and also that they've been input correctly so that you don't receive errors. If you receive errors, the proposal tab, which we're going to next, will show you what types of issues you have. Okay, it's processing, and it leaves us on the proposal tab, which is still part of step 3. It's going to let you know if you have any errors. If you do not get a double pass, a pass here and a pass here for the HAMP program, all of this area right here above this line and below this line is all HAMP related. Okay, the top pass or test is for general eligibility tests, things like is it your primary residence, things like that. Has your lender agreed to your income sources? If you pass those tests, then you'll get a pass here. And some other items too, as well as the debt to income ratio, it tests up here as well. So if you get a double pass, then that means the software is qualifying you for HAMP. In this example, we're not getting a double pass because the software has the laws of HAMP, the strict guidelines of HAMP, and one of the indicators is that if you have a debt to income ratio over 55%, front end or back end, then the lender may require you to do extra work in order to qualify for the HAMP program. And not every lender is the same. So because the software is more conservative than lenders and it strictly goes by the law, it will not pass you here. Now it doesn't mean that you still can't pass with these DTI levels, but a lot of lenders will say your DTIs are too high. So what does the software do for you? It says, look, your DTI is over the 55% level. It doesn't say it's over 55% because it doesn't want to confuse you, but it tells you specifically what you have to do to get this to pass. It says, look, your income needs to be adjusted up if the amount is positive, or down if the amount is negative. So it's a positive number, so your income needs to go up by right around $1,000, or you have the option of reducing your loan payment, which most people are not able to do. So let's say, for example, you didn't realize that you were $1,000 off and you have a son that lives with you and he pays you $1,000 in rent. You can go ahead and include that $1,000, just get him to write a letter, maybe a certified letter swearing that he does make that payment to you, and then you can add that. A lot of lenders will allow you to add that income. You need to verify that, what you have to do to get that included, but then all you have to do is go back to step 1 and say, okay, let's put that $1,000 in there that my son pays me each month, and now your income is $5,000. So now we're going to go back to this step 2 tab, and we're going to click step 3 once again. What you would notice there is that I'm going to show you this. Prior to me clicking or changing it to $1,000, this actually was recommending an audit. Okay, the reason why I was recommending an audit is because you did not qualify for HAMP. And in this example, you'll see here that you actually, at the time, needed a very high amortization period and very low interest rate. If you don't qualify for HAMP, a lot of lenders won't give you that type of reduction to get you to the level that you need. Okay, so that's why it recommended an audit. Now that we added the $1,000, now you will get a non-HAMP proposal even without an audit that you can submit, but it's a possibility that you won't get approved if you don't meet the HAMP guidelines. Now that we added the $1,000, now we have our double pass in place. All errors are gone. You have no red over here. Everything is gone, so that means we're good to go. So if we go back to the Step 2 tab, which has our Step 4, see right here is the proposal, the suggested proposal for the software in Step 4, and it just says you are ready to print the HAMP package. Now before you print it, if you want to, you can look at the tab. This is the HAMP letter or proposal, and it shows you the old status, and then it shows you the new proposal right here. Okay, and it's basically amortization period of 365. If you have an interest rate below 2%, the government will not allow you, in most instances, to get that fixed for the entire. Below 5%, you will not be allowed to get that fixed for the entire period. There will be a stepped-up program. It depends on the lender, it depends on your situation, but that's typically. It gets you to the 31%, and you can see the difference in your payment. When we added the $1,000, we actually had a surplus of $206 at that time, but we still had a 47% DTI. So that's not a very good surplus. Now that we made the change, it changed it to $980. If you remember, we did have a deficit of $800 almost, but we added $1,000 from our son so we can graduate, so we can be approved by the HAMP program. But you can print this proposal and you're ready to go. If you're a business, you can edit this page. You can add your company letterhead in this area. You can change the signature, the phone number, whatever you choose to do in this area. You can edit this proposal section. Okay, you don't want to edit this area here, okay, because this is where the proposal comes in, but all around it you will be able to edit. Okay, that is essentially a scenario completed, and that is essentially how quick and easy it is. So now what I'm going to do is just go over several different scenarios, like with multiple loans and things of that nature.